we're going to explain how to read values from multiple configuration files in C. This is a common task when you need to manage settings across different parts of your application or load settings from various sources. We'll focus on a straightforward approach using standard C libraries. Our method will involve sequentially opening and parsing each configuration file. Let's assume our configuration files use a simple key-value pair format like this. Key value. 1. Including necessary headers. First, we need to include the standard input-output library, stdio.ha, for file operations, and the standard string library, string.ha, for string manipulation. This is done using had-include stdio.h and had-include string.h. 2. Defining configuration file paths. We'll store the paths to our configuration files in an array of strings. For example, char config files is config1 text, config2 text, config3 text. You can easily modify this array to include as many configuration files as needed. Remember to adjust file paths if necessary. 3. Iterating through configuration files. We'll use a for loop to iterate through each file path in the config files array. Inside the loop, we'll open each file using faux-pen. Error checking is crucial here. We'll check if faux-pen returns null, indicating an error, file not found, insufficient permissions, etc. If there's an error, we'll print an error message and continue to the next file. 4. Reading and parsing each line. Inside the loop, after successfully opening a file, we'll use fgets to read each line from the file. Fgets reads a line from the file into a character array buffer. Again, we should check for errors. If fgets returns null, it indicates the end of the file or an error. We'll then use strtalk to split each line into key and value parts using the eal character as a delimiter. Strtalk breaks a string into tokens based on a specified delimiter. Remember to handle cases where a line might not contain an E or other unexpected formatting. We'll trim leading and trailing whitespace from the key and value using appropriate functions. You may need to write your own or use a library function. 5. Storing configuration values. We'll store the key value pairs in a suitable data structure, such as a hash table if you want fast lookups, or a simple array of structs where each struct holds a key and its corresponding value. For simplicity, an array of structs might suffice for smaller configurations. 6. Closing files. It's essential to close each file after processing using fclose on. Failure to close files can lead to resource leaks. 7. Handling errors gracefully. Throughout the process, we'll implement robust error handling to catch issues like file opening failures, invalid configuration file formats, and memory allocation errors. This will help to make the program more robust and user-friendly. Appropriate error messages should be displayed to the user. By following these steps, we create a robust C program capable of reading configuration values from multiple files. Remember to handle potential errors and use appropriate data structures for efficient storage and retrieval of configuration data. The exact implementation details, like error handling and the chosen data structure, can be adjusted based on your specific needs and complexity of the configuration files.